I'm Jen Torna, I'm the development assistant here. WDNA is about unique programming, concerts, and education. We want to thank all our WDNA members. Because of you, this is possible. If you want to become a WDNA member, visit our website, wdna.org, or ask a WDNA staff member like myself. Jazz Encounters is a live performance followed by a jam session with a focus on education. Thank you to all our sponsors, volunteers, and staff. Our next Jazz Encounters is July 8th, Lando and the Infinite Sadness, down-tempo beats, jazz, and soul. After that, August 12th, with Michael Eckroth, jazz and Latin jazz pianist. To stream WDNA all year round, visit our website, wdna.org. You can see our program schedule and our concert calendar. Before we begin the show, wanted to remind you that we have Bonegasm CDs being sold at the front. And before I introduce Nicole Yarling, I want to give her a special shout out and thank you for putting this together with the Jazz Community Coalition Education. Yeah, I wrote it down because it's a little long. But yeah, today's the concert and tomorrow is our workshop. And here's Nicole Yarling.
Thank you. You only left out one E. Jazz Education Community Coalition. And one of the, actually two of the founding members are here tonight. Miss Wendy Peterson and Mr. Jim Gazier, who's in the back. I almost feel like crying tonight because 13 years, but 9 years ago, we started this workshop as an outgrowth of the Jazz Encounters. And two of the members, well, Octavian's here as well, but he came later on. Bruno, who's over there somewhere. Oh, he's in the back. Bruno, how old were you when you first came? 9 years old. That's what I thought. Bruno was 9 years old, and the joke is Bruno would always run in the room. We'd all be in the room with the lights on, and he'd run in and hit the button, turn the lights up in the room, and everybody screamed, Bruno! And the other young man, you came when you were 12. I know that because you invited me to your bar mitzvah, and I couldn't. I still have my yarmulke and my chopsticks. How's that? So I just want to say this. Very quickly, Jim Gazier, back there, took these two young men, or these three young men, and made them even more amazing than they were when I met them. I just watched the essentially Ellington competition, and they blew me away. It's online, you can check it out. But at the end, they usually give out an outstanding trombone award. Well, both of them got it this year, which you know? Now, did I do this? No. They did it themselves. But it's workshops like what we do every Saturday that gives young people opportunity to grow and think critically and create music. And I'm so grateful to WDNA. I say this all the time, and I'm starting to choke up, and I didn't want to do this, but thank you guys for believing in young people and believing in this crazy vision. I'm hoping that we can keep this going another 95 years. So, yeah, all right, enough. And really quickly, 2 happy birthdays. The one I missed last month, Miss Maggie Pelea. And the one I found out about earlier this week, Sarah Cruz. I was going to bring a cake, but I said, I know we're not doing food, so. All right, so, which leads me to this wonderful group of musicians you're about to hear. All of them are educators, and all of them are amazing musicians. I met Jennifer at a recording session as a result of Mr. Chuck Bergeron back there. And I'm going to let her do the introductions because, like I said, each and every one of these musicians are amazing. And trombone is one of my favorite instruments, believe it or not. The first trombone choir I heard was at the Village Vanguard. It was Slide Hampton's World of Trombones. And that was scary, amazing. I just told Jennifer that. So I've always been a fan of the trombone. And you're about to hear an amazing ensemble of musicians. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jennifer Wharton and, let me get it right, Bonegasm.
Hello. How did all these people get in my room? Right? That's Frank Sinatra. Thank you so much. What's up, Miami? I cannot tell you how much I love being down here. One, because it's not New York. But this is our first time playing in Florida, so thank you so much for having us. Yeah. So that tune, I don't know, some of you might recognize it because somebody that's been down here a lot, Edward Perez, the bass player, actually wrote that tune. I play in Edward's big band, and I fell in love with this tune there, and I asked him to arrange this. It was called Year of Two Summers, and I asked him to arrange it for a trombone quartet before I even had this band. So we are Bonegasm, by the way. My name is Jennifer Wharton. And I commission people, well, I started off commissioning people to write for trombones, just trombones and rhythm section. It's kind of like a big band without all the baggage. and I just wanted to see what they could do with just trombone, because I kind of feel like we're the fat kid at the game of kickball, if kickball was jazz. So, and it's been really successful. We have 2 albums out. You can purchase any of them over there. We have PayPal, Venmo, Cash, all the things. I also have merch online if you're into t-shirts. I will do anything for a t-shirt, so that was one of the first things I did was make a t-shirt. But so that tune was by Edward Perez, and you got to hear Jim Gager a little bit over there. And I'd like to thank Jim officially because my pianist from my New York version of Bonegasm actually lives here, Mike Eckroth. He's playing here in August, I saw. But he got COVID. So Jim stepped in yesterday. Yeah. But he's awesome. I first met Jim in 2008. So I can't say I know you well, but I know you better after today. And it sounds great over there. And you also heard from Chuck Bergeron. Chuck officiated my wedding in 2010. So we like to call him the Reverend Charles L. Reverend Dr. Charles L. Bergeron, thank you. And you heard from Seth Weaver. I know Seth from New York, so I was very excited to hear he lives down here now. And then at the end, you heard some from Dante Luciani. Dante, I know you almost as long as I've known this guy standing next to you.
Yeah, but he's grown since then. And
And you heard from my husband, John Fedchuk. He's my favorite husband so far. This next tune we're going to do is by a Grammy-nominated composer, Remy LaBeouf. If you don't know who he is, please check him out, his bands and his big band. I play in his big band, so I'm going to brag about it because I love it. But this tune is called Face Value. You're going to hear a little bit from me, a little bit from Seth, a little bit from... Jim, do you play on this? Okay. Well, we'll find out together. Here we go. This is face value. Yeah, so you can tell if you're jazz fans, and I kind of get the sense that you are. This music is highly arranged, right? There's not a lot of space for people to fill up, but that's how I like it. So I came to jazz as basically as a functioning workhorse of the trombone section, and it's my happy place, which is why I just made a band out of the trombone section. I didn't come to improvisation until pretty late in life. So if anyone out there is, improvisation curious, there's still time. But I have to tell you, it's been, my band is celebrating its 5th anniversary this July, so thank you. I feel like we've done a lot with a little time, and I'm having the time of my life. It was, I'm basically a Broadway musician when I'm not doing this or yeah, I'm on a show called Paradise Square, so root for us tomorrow, because if we don't win a lot of Tonys, we're probably gonna close. Or Sunday, root for us Sunday. But yeah, so this band is really just opened up a door for me that I thought I'd never be able to experience joy making music, and I hope you guys can feel that joy when we're up here. I'm having the time of my life, and I hope you guys are too. Yeah. So I hope you guys all practice your chair dancing, your little butt wiggling, because this one's gonna get it started. It's gonna feature Dante Luciani on some pretty high trombone playing. So squeeze those butt cheeks. You've been practicing the butt squeeze. And we're also we're gonna hear from Chuck, and then we're gonna hear from Dante, and then we're gonna hear from this amazing drummer behind me, Ludwig Alfonso. I just got to know him today, but I like him so far, so let's see how he does. This tune was written by one of our original band members, Nate Mayland, and it's called Stellar, after his daughter, whose name is Stella. He didn't name her Stellar, but this is Stellar. All right, here we go. Yeah, so you wiggle a little bit? Well, well, I'm a sucker for a waltz. In fact, I started writing for this band recently. During the pandemic, I went back to school to get a master's in jazz, which I completed. Can you believe it? And the school is hard when you're older. Anyone go back to school when they're older? Yeah. It's hard. It's like they're trying to feed you bullshit, and you're like, I know the flavor. Like I'm familiar. That no, this isn't. I'm not doing that. So it was hard, but I did get into writing, and I'd say 80% of the charts I've written have been in 3. This is not one of them, but my husband, the tall guy there, he knows that I love a good tune in 3, so he wrote this tune for me, and he entitled it Little Cupcake. Now, you would think that that's a term of endearment. However, I can be, well, you can tell from the name of my band, I can be a little crass. A chick on a man's instrument growing up. I've learned to deal with toilet humor and the like. So it's just kind of in there now. It's part of who I am. And he said, every time I say something that's sort of crass, he says, that's my little cupcake. So this tune is called Little Cupcake. It's a wink wink. It's gonna feature Chuck Bergeron again on the bass. John Fetchuk, my favorite husband, and yours, on the trombone. You're gonna hear a little bit of me, and let me see. Am I missing anybody? Oh, you're gonna hear some Jim Gazier over there on the not trombone, the piano. And this is Little Cupcake. Thank you so much. Now tell me, do you like the trombone more or less than when you first walked in here? It's more, right? Yeah, I saw a thumbs up. I'm gonna count that as good. So like I said, we're missing our poor little COVID-afflicted pianist, Mike Eckroth, but we're gonna play one of his tunes, so he's here in spirit. This tune is called Bonegasmo. Now, if you're wondering why this band is called Bonegasm, it was my YouTube username. So all great bands start like that, right? And Mike is a fabulous writer. He writes for Orchestra Akokan, and he's just a really good human. And so I asked him to write this for our second album. Did I mention there are albums over there for sale? Yeah, so we're playing music from both albums tonight, so you guys can enjoy all that. We do have a mailing list. If you go to bonegasm.com, you can sign up for that there. And all these fine musicians have their own music and their own mailing lists, so if you like any of them, I highly encourage you to purchase their music and stock them online. This is Bonegasmo. It's gonna feature Dante over there on ye old tenor trombone. Has everyone seen the bass trombone before? No. Oh, okay. So it's the best trombone. It's got all these extra valves and pipes and everything, so I can play lower. Like Dante, play me the lowest note. Don't do stupid low. Play me the lowest note that you'd probably see written for your instrument. Yeah. Now I can play way below that. So. I don't know. It's not useful sometimes, but there's a lot of extra notes. And I basically just like playing low, so that's why I picked this big horn. And I was a big kid, so I'm a big lady, so it kind of fit. So, like I said, Dante, and that's it, right? That's all. That's all you're going to get. It's just Dante. Oh, you hear a little bit of Ludwig in the beginning. So, So I start listening to my own music, and then I forget how to play it. This is the danger. I've lived my life as like what people refer to as a side band. it's, gendered language, but it is. But I've lived my life as a sideman. This is the only band I've ever led. And it's opened up my eyes in terms of like things like counting tunes off, like keeping my place in the form. It's really fun to experience this as I've been a professional in New York for quite some time, and to do this at this stage of my life is pretty fun. But how I got here was I fell in love with the tune. I do Broadway, I mentioned that. A lot of Broadway musicians are dead inside. You wouldn't think this happens to musicians, but when you do shows, like my longest show I did was for 4.5 years. And so you play the same music for 4.5 years, so you sort of become dead inside to music. Like I told you, I didn't improvise for a long time. I just didn't see anybody on my instrument doing it. But when I heard this next tune, I fell in love with it, and I wanted to learn how to improvise on this tune specifically. And this is one of the reasons why I started this band. This tune is called North Rampart. It's named after a street in New Orleans, and it was written shortly after Hurricane Katrina. I learned about it through Alan Ferber's big band. If anyone knows Alan Ferber, he's great. He usually plays third trombone in this band. But we were lucky enough to get Seth Weaver. He wrote this tune, North Rampart. He arranged it for me, and it's going to feature me and Seth. And it's very beautiful. So, if you love somebody, reach out and touch them, or touch your neighbor, something. Make friends. All right. It makes you want to start your own trombone band, right? Well, like I said, we have 2 albums out. We have half of a 3rd album already recorded. Some of that music is going to be mine, so I do highly encourage you, if you liked anything you heard tonight, to find us, tell your friends about us, tell your enemies about us. Yeah, if you don't like it, tell your enemies. I can't tell you how much music has meant to me during the pandemic. I am a person that deals with stress by giving myself stuff to do. And during the pandemic, this was the only thing I had. I had gotten a giant grant to do a 2nd album for this band, and all my work went away. So I focused on this band a lot. Too much, probably. But we got it done, and I know how to operate for the next pandemic, but I'm hoping we don't have to do that again. I'm very happy to be playing live again. It means a lot to all of us. To have you here, to have us all collectively sort of doing better. And I can't tell you how much the support and just generosity of people like yourselves means to us musicians. So please continue to come out. Continue to support WDNA. Yes. And support those budding musicians. Some of them are here in this audience. Support those folks. I was a person whose family did not want me to be a musician, so it's hard growing up like that. So make sure you support the people that want to make this beautiful music. We're going to close out tonight with a very long tune, so make sure you're comfortable. Hope you brought snacks. This tune is Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. And when I first started sort of toying around with the idea of doing a trombone quartet with rhythm section, at the time I was not improvising, so my favorite husband, that guy, John, who is an amazing composer and trombonist, as I'm sure you all know because you are alive. He wrote this tune for me, sort of to feature the bass trombone and what it does best. Lots of low notes and being a workhorse. As you can see, I'm breathing a lot more than these folks up here. Yeah, my lungs are healthy. COVID had nothing on me. But everybody gets to play on this. So you are going to hear from Jim Gazier over there on piano. The Reverend Charles Bergeron, Reverend Dr. Charles Bergeron, thank you. Ludwig Alfonso. That's Dante Luciani. That is John Fedchock. This is Seth Weaver. And my name is Jennifer Wharton. This is my fault. Thank you. Thank you so much, and hopefully you'll stick around and say hi to me after. Okay, this is Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. I didn't bring any other tunes. Apologies, but thank you so much for coming.
One more time for Jennifer Wharton and Bonegasm. Thank you all so much for coming. We're going to take a brief, 5-minute pause. We have a lot of students here because a very cool part of Jazz Encounters is there's this educational component. So we're going to have a jam session. So we're going to hear from DJ Rowe for a few minutes. She's going to give us a little breather, a little pause. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be super cool. Stick around for the jam. Thank you so much for coming. One more time for our artists. And good night to our live stream audience. Students, get your instruments ready.